a great match hits the water right now. I'd say this is probably the scrappiest of all the matches we have of the day, because all three of these surfers want it more than anything. Edouard, E.Delpero, Rogelio, Jr., R.Esquievel, and T.Silvagni. Sam, this is an epic way to start the men's bracket.
Yeah, JR, our lone goofy footer in the men's draw. Edouard and Tony have both got a great track record here at Malibu, and they will be hungry for a world title. So like you said, this is going to be a battle of the titans. This was Tony's first wave. 6 into the nose, got that 10, got that second 10. He is sporting a toe injury. He cut his toe yesterday, so whether that affected his read of that, but look at this risk on that opening carve from Edouard E.Delpero. It's a fast wave, but he rides it low in the stance there and gets to the bottom of the wave and just stays in trim on the midsection of his board and puts that into a sweeping drop knee roundhouse cutback and gets himself in for a stretched 5, a second tight nose ride there into a tighter 5, little quick 10 soul arches, and he covered a lot of ground there.
I think it's moments like that that make the finals day format really just that special. You don't get that on a standard tour, so to see those things happen is just magical. And here we go. Stand up, Philippines. JR is up and at it. Just a quick 5 cross stepping. I mean, so light on his feet. There he goes. Barely getting 10 over. With a little inside section to work with here for Rogelio Jr., R.Esquievel. That wave was a bit of a gift that kept on giving all the way through to the inside section.
He sets himself with a nice drop knee there into 6 cross steps up to a quick 10. Stays on the 5. Keeps those heels on that inside rail. And then readjusts his line with a good down carve, back up for a high line, for a tight 5 into a 10, and walks out of that 10, and then gets high on the wave for another touch of the nose ride into a 5, back to the tail, again through to the inside for another tight critical 5, and then this wave just getting a bit smaller, but he gets one more touch of the nose ride.
Nose ride, big carve. Board's looking nice under Tony's feet.
Yeah, there's a great exchange this. You know, looks like Tony's got the bigger wave, but I like the nose riding that we saw from JR, but Tony's still going strong.
Coming around this section right there, that kind of mid-section of this first point has been wreaking a little bit of havoc. Get around it, you're going to have an inside reward. Tony all the way through. I mean, right to the sand. He could have been pulling muscles from a shell right there. He was basically on the rocks.
He put everything into that wave. Tony likes to have a very quick start, so that 2.67, he's going to be now certainly getting a score way higher than that. To Tony's wave that just looked a bit bigger. Fades in, straight in for a nice soul arch 10 in the pocket. Quick down carve, drop knee turn, 6 steps back up to the tip, into a 10, walks out of the 10, again uses the drop knee, and then just accelerates off the bottom of the wave and gets a quick touch of the 5, back to the middle of the board that allows that quicker trim speed, and a really nice drop knee turn just as JR was paddling out, back into a nose ride 5 through the inside.
Taking nothing away from her competition in match 1, but match 2 is absolutely stacked with some of the world's best. So big heat, big match coming up for Mason. And here we see T.Silvagni. That's that middle portion of first point that just has been nipping at the toes. T.Silvagni out the back now. JR quick enough the nose, and there it happened again. So potentially a little bit out of position for that second wave, but for Tony, got around that inside section, made the most of that one.
6 steps into a 5, into a 10 from T.Silvagni. This is where he gets another second nose ride, stretches his foot back, gets low, just keeps his eye on the pocket there, and just walks back to the tail. A couple more cross steps to increase his trim speed closer to the nose, back into a nose ride. So he's not going to replace his 6.7. That will help. Straight into a 10 from JR. Really nice opening nose ride, but just put so much into that opening nose ride that prevented the opportunity.
And the good news is he's on a big board. He's going to paddle into it. He's looking for a 4.57. And he's going to have to hope for a magical runner through to this inside section. Does get up on the nose. And this wave is just dying underneath his feet as he's trying to make it around this inside section, doing everything he can. And started strong with a 6.67. That's a tough way to finish. The wave just did not form up enough for him. Excited T.Silvagni. Congratulations to JR and Edouard, both surfers. An incredible season on the championship tour. But that's going to be the end of their run today.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to really celebrate the surfing they've done. JR has been fresh on the scene. You know, he's got a lot of great years in him.